Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yo, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams.
And welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We are radio for the local craft beer movement, broadcasting from a very full AM the 920 The Answer Studios in Buckhead. And I'm Aaron Williams.
And I'm Tim Dennis. And like Aaron said, we got a full house today. We're having a party here
exactly,
today.
I like that.
So this week in the studio, we have Good Word Brew Pub joining us. They're building in Duluth. We talked to them a little earlier in the year briefly, I think, at the Atlanta Cask Ale tasting. Going to talk to them a little more in depth today. We also have one of our awesome sponsors in the studio with us, CRL Contracting. They build breweries, and they're working with Good Word.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Appreciate it. Definitely. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time in the studio. And you know what, Tim? When we first started the show, we had a couple of people asked us, can you do an entire hour on beer? I think we can do like 4 hours with all the people that are here right now.
An entire hour on beer? That's kind of what we do, isn't it?
That's kind of why 75 episodes, too.
Is that what the... Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
cool.
right.
I
We
don't
did.
have enough
Can
time
you...
for that, guys.
On
Sorry.
yes,
You gotta go.
yeah, we got to
There's
do
only
it. Let's
3 more
go,
beers.
man.
Okay, good. Well, there's plenty of beers we need to drink.
10 minutes worth. So
anyway,
yeah.
So very cool. And plus, also want to give a shout out to Your Pie Perimeter. They came by with a ton of great beers, great pies with us, especially the one that wouldn't necessarily be a good combination that you would think of, but a prosciutto peach
Peach and prosciutto with a honey balsamic drizzle.
Yes, it wouldn't be my first choice, but it is fantastic. Absolutely delicious.
I've got them all over here. I'm not sure what's left.
I have no idea.
But I'm hoarding them over here. So, yes, thanks so much to Morgan and Lisa for stopping by and bringing us a ton of pizza and cheese sticks and all that from Your Pie Perimeter. We had a nice pregame today.
We did, definitely. But we've got some all at the game, I guess that we should say, beers going on. So let's check out Truck and Tap's Beers of the Week.
Crack open a cold one. It's the Truck and Tap Beer of the Week. Woo-hoo! Craft beer and food trucks in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com.
Well, now we're talking to the guys again from Good Word and CRL Contracting, and I must say that Ryan and Todd, you guys are now the second people who didn't bring beer on the show.
Who was the first?
Your first was Hop Alley.
Yeah.
Did not bring any. And so you guys are now the second. But it's okay. It's okay,
They told us not to bring beer. They were like, hey.
They were liars.
Hey, who? The Hop City
Don't worry about
guys?
beer,
Or
dude.
the Hop Alley guys told you that?
Yes.
All right.
They were-
see how it
So
is.
even the construction guys brought beer, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Well, that's all you guys do,
We
right?
covered our customers.
Yeah.
With some.
I'm just teasing.
Awesome. Yeah, we've got a couple of great beers here. Of course, the guys from CRL Contracting went to Second Self and picked up their Margarita and Goza MIG, their margarita takeoff course on their Maverick and Goza. We've been drinking that a little bit. It's pretty good. What do you think about that?
I think
Tim?
it's tasty. Yeah. Refreshing, nice lime, tart character.
Definitely. So
Good stuff. It was discussed that maybe it just needed a little tequila in
It did. And probably
Or a lot, depending on your taste.
We may want to put some adjuncts in there a little bit later on, but we'll be good to go. Also, got some beer mail, so I want to give a shout-out to the guys at Southbound Brewing Company. They sent Transilience, which is their new German-style sour wheat Berliner Weiss, basically with pomegranate and mango. So that was a little bit of a tasty beer. It definitely. And we've also got one more from Red Brick that they also sent us because beer mail is the best mail. Citrus Farmhouse, their Zest and Show Saison brewed with citrus peel. So those are the 3 beers we've got open. We'll probably crack open some more. Brian back there always brings a cooler.
He always
full of
comes
stuff.
prepared.
Exactly. So that's always good.
Brian's not going to be caught without beer.
No,
so
definitely.
just in case, he's going to make sure we got
guys,
back
I've got an
up here.
update. I can stay longer now since he's got beer.
Okay,
You
good.
get- now you're good to go. Huh? Yeah.
This just in.
Exactly.
I just received a text from my wife.
I've got
So you're
permission to
fine.
stay out.
Yeah,
we have enough beer to cover it. Now.
Excellent.
So.
All right, let's check out the headlines.
What's in the news? The beer guys have the scoop.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Time for headlines. Sponsored by Your Pie Perimeter in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center across from Perimeter Mall.
We've got lots of stuff. We got lots of stuff going on. Anyway, in the headlines, so let's check it out. You know what? I felt like an official reporter this week, Tim. It was very exciting for me.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I got to go and meet the mayor of Atlanta.
Wow.
So Kasim Reed was actually doing a very cool groundbreaking ceremony at Monday night. So they were on the West End, of course, their second location on the West End, called the Garage. They did the official opening or grand reopening or unveiling, whatever they call it, of those
Groundbreaking?
things. Groundbreaking
Yeah.
That's what it
I
is.
knew we could do it,
Oh, we
Aaron.
could-
It's a team effort
team
over
effort,
here.
exactly.
The opening, the re-stuffing,
The
the...
something, the where, the stuff, and the stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
So-
Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
That's right.
Well,
That's it. We got it.
No, that's not going to work. Anyway,
like, no.
Shut up, Meg.
exactly. No, but you know what? Seriously though, it was really cool to see the folks that attended this groundbreaking ceremony, because not only were there some officials from the city, there were also a lot of people that live in the community, and I was able to talk to some of the folks that live there. And one guy came up to me and asked me, he was like, do you live here? And I was like, no, I'm a reporter. And he was like, you know what? I've been living in this area for 40 years, and nobody has cared about the West End until now. And that really struck me.
So there's excitement from the local community.
Huge
with that coming
excitement
in. That's
from the
good.
local community, and really it kind of comes back to what we've been talking about really for the past year and a half in the show, is how craft beer can build a community. And I tell you, the folks there were extremely excited. Mayor Kasim Reed was excited as well. So let's listen to what he had to say about it.
The economic impact for Monday Night Brewing is massive. They made the decision to invest in Southwest Atlanta, $43 million in economic impact, $5.5 million in direct investment to a part of the city that really hasn't seen this kind of investment. And so they're going to have 60 employees over here. They're going to have tens of thousands of tourists who love their beer. And just 40 feet away is the Atlanta Beltline right over your shoulder.
Yeah, so again, right off the Beltline, and of course Monday night will be the first. There's not the only one though, because Wild Heaven's going to be there. Of course, Banyan Roots.
They're going to
be there. And
Southern aged cheese. There's gelato, pickles.
ASW Distillery is going to be there too. So a really big development. And like I said, I mean, the excitement from the community I thought was really, really nice, and it really was kind of heartening to see that. So it was
very
good.
cool,
definitely. And also during that same press conference, I was able to talk to Jonathan Baker, and they have a new initiative as well. They've got a 100K for 100 days campaign where they're actually going to start donating some money to local charities. So let's listen to what he had to say about it.
As of today, we're launching 100K in 100 days. We're going to partner up with as many local nonprofits as will have us to help them raise $100,000 out of our new brewery in the first 100 days of operation. You can go to apply on our website. We've actually got a link there, so come on.
And they're looking for people and nonprofits to partner with. So
just a heads up, I did see on Monday night's Twitter a little earlier this week, they said they'll no longer accept suggestions for Sweetwater's mom that she is not a nonprofit.
So, that's good stuff right there. So
they give each other a hard time all
exactly,
the time.
Exactly.
So, yes.
No, but it's always cool to see that happening. So it's good. Speaking of breweries and openings and reopenings, we have a mystery on our hands.
We do
a little bit.
Yes.
Strawn Brewing, I believe it closed in last year.
Right. Kind of a quiet, no fanfare closure.
No fair. And speaking of no fanfare, apparently it's open again.
That's what they posted on their Facebook page, showed open hours, no big announcement or anything. So I met a gentleman earlier this year that had apparently, and I'm speaking rumors here.
Yes.
He did say this, but I'm going to say this isn't something that's 100% fact. Supposedly purchased the brewery and was going to do something with it, but said at the time that he was not ready to announce what was going to be done. So they've said they're coming back open, but we don't really know anything more than that right now.
No, so if anyone knows anything about the Strawn secret that's going on, just shoot us an email and let us know. Be interested to hear what's going on. And finally, we don't give a lot of props to macro beers with good reason, but this is an interesting story that we picked up. Looks like Heineken has discovered a brand new yeast. Actually, they've finally released the yeast H41. Took them 3 years of experiments. It's a wild yeast found only in remote parts of Patagonia, and it's what basically yeast. It's what they've been using as a brewery for 130 years. But it's the mother of that, so it's basically the older version of the yeast that Heineken is using, and it looks like they're brewing a beer out of it. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, I think I don't recall exactly, but I believe they said it's like a wild lager strain that they found, and so far some other breweries have attempted to brew with it without success. They're the first one. They said it took them quite a few chances to get it done, but they have a beer that I think's releasing later in the year. Yeah. So I got to admit, I'm going to have to get the beer and try it. I'm curious what came out of it there, but it's not a. It's a new strain of Saccharomyces. It's not what is it, Cerevisiae? What are the sac strains there? But this is a new one. It's not a new strain.
I'm pretty sure that that beer will taste as old as every other Heineken in the United States.
It's that skunky green glass that gets it every
with
time.
some wild character
Funk
to
is
it.
now skunk.
That's
Funk and skunk.
Yes. Call it lager, it still doesn't suck.
That's true.
Yes.
Go. Excellent. Well, cool. Well, that's the headlines for this week. So.
Okay, you're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We need to take a quick break, but we'll be back right after this.
Have you ever thought about owning your own brewery, but don't know what it takes to get one built? We're CRL Contracting, and we build breweries. We are the most experienced contractors in the state of Georgia when it comes to building new breweries and tap rooms, or expanding current breweries. If you've been to Orpheus, Second Self, or Scofflaw, then you know what kind of work we can do. Just give us a call at 678-546-3382 or visit crlcontracting.com for more information. CRL Contracting. We build breweries. crlcontracting.com.
The Columbus Craft Beer Bash is coming soon. It's a celebration of all things local. Local food, local music, and of course, local craft beer. The Columbus Craft Beer Bash, June 24th from noon to 5 at Chattahoochee Harley-Davidson in Columbus. Sponsored by Cerrone's Brick Oven Pizza and the Columbus Beverage Superstore. A portion of the proceeds goes to Paws Humane Society. Tickets are just $35 and go up on June 12th. So get your tickets now. Just go to beerbash.brownpapertickets.com.
We are Reformation Brewery, celebrating the reformer in you. Locally crafted within the renowned Etowah watershed of Woodstock, Georgia, Reformation creates yeast-forward brews full of aroma and flavor crafted to last. Come see us in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia, for a tour and tasting of unique brews that you can't find anywhere else. Reformation Brewery, set beer free. ReformationBrewery.com.
Hey, it is Aaron with the Beer Guys, and we are talking craft beer from the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market. If you are getting together with the crew this weekend, you need to skip the grocery store, head to the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market to pick up growlers, or yes, they've got crowlers too, of the craft beer you love. It is a great place to spend the summertime with craft beer, barbecue fixin', fresh local meats and cheeses, all of that great stuff. They make hanging out with the friends on weekends easy. Make sure to grab some local beers from Creature Comforts, Omaha, Southern, Arches, Monday Night, Sweetwater, all of the great Georgia breweries that we have. Of course, it's beer drinking season, but it's also grilling season. And the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market has you covered with all things Big Green Egg. They've got grills of all sizes and all the accessories. Seriously, they've got everything you need for a great barbecue. It is quite simple. If you like craft beer, you have to visit the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market. It's in the Smyrna Market Village, and check out thestoutbrothers.com for the tap list. That's thestoutbrothers.com, and let them know the Beer Guy sent you.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
And welcome back to the Beer Guys radio show. BeerGuysRadio.com is our website, and we have got a big crew, a very busy crew going on for this show. It's the 75th show here on the Beer Guys Radio Show. We've got the guys from Good Word. Cheers. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. So, yes. We've got Good Word Brewing. Ryan Skinner and Todd DiMatteo is here with us. Also, Sean Roach and Anthony Story, CRL Contracting, the guys who are building Good Word Brew Pub. So, thanks for joining us today.
The whole team here. We've had a good time with it.
Definitely. A lot of good time.
Good Word Brew Pub. So, like we said a little earlier, we talked to you guys just briefly at Atlanta Cascal Tasting. Catch you there as everybody was running around. But you're building things in Duluth. So, start with a simple question. What's behind the name and the logo?
Go for it. He's a better talker than I am.
Okay. All right.
That's not true.
You're just going to sit back and drink there, right?
Exactly.
He keeps pulling beers like that. Out
See,
of that
that's
little
right.
magic
Yes.
suitcase over there.
That's right. He's got Brian always has a magic suitcase full of delicious beers. So yeah.
Yeah, so originally we had like kind of a darker name for the brewery, and Ryan wasn't crazy about it, and Dave Blanchard wasn't either.
Okay.
So Ryan and I both say Word a lot, which sounds kind of silly.
Word.
And we were texting it back and forth,
Nerds.
and Ryan was like, let's just call it Word Brewing. And then we were like, let's call it Good Word Brewing. So with a name as silly as that can be, like trivial-wise, we were like, let's give it meaning. And so it goes back to, like, community and, like, what's the good word. And obviously the good word for all of us guys here today and listening, hopefully, is beer and community. And, that's kind of what the good word is all about.
Definitely. So can you share the darker name that didn't make the cut?
No, because I want to keep it just in case I
just
do
in case you use it. Okay, gotcha. All right.
That's good. Yeah, plus you got a pretty cool logo too. As a journalist, I like the typewriter, the old school typewriter logo too, which is cool. Yeah,
and that's the communicative kind of thing. Ryan was, I think, originally asking Josh Jameson, who is a fantastic artist, to do maybe ink and quill. We were trying to think of all these ways that people would communicate and how that would be emblematic of a community-based brew pub. And we found this typewriter online, and he drew it, and it was amazing. And we're still tweaking it. We still like the logo a lot, but we're going to try to make it a little bit cleaner.
Excellent. Now, for those that don't know, where are you guys planning to be located, building and all that stuff?
It's on Main Street in downtown Duluth. So it's right off of Buford Highway.
Okay, great. So, again, as a Gwinnett resident, I welcome you and thank you for bringing good beer to Gwinnett County.
So, yeah, I've lived in Gwinnett the entire time I've been in Atlanta, which is just over 5 years now. And when I want something out there, I go to Local Republic. I think we've talked about this before.
Right.
So, in the beginning, when we were trying to figure out where we wanted to be located, it was a fruitless effort inside the perimeter. And there was a lot of issues associated with that, whether it was high rents or bad landlords or bad buildings, whatever it was.
Sure.
And out there, again, the community, the mayor was there, and then the city development manager. All these individuals came out, really convinced us
They're
that.
so awesome too, by the way, if they're listening.
And the city manager. You guys are
James
so
and
awesome.
Chris.
We still need a permit.
Yes, that's Gwinnett County.
So you're awesome for now. Let's see how that permit goes.
That's right. Anyway, they definitely wanted us to be there, and eventually we saw the light and are very excited about it. I go to about every Friday night. I go with my daughter down there. My wife has come and hung out for a while. It's an open container policy down there. So everyone just hangs out on the lawn. They have live music. They have movies. They have concerts. They have food trucks. It's everything.
It's a great experience.
And there are
I've
a ton
been there
of
a few
people.
times, too. It's a lot of fun to kind of go out exactly with the family and just hang out and have a good
So
time.
hopefully we can provide an environment there where these people that live in Gwinnett, and there's a lot of us, there's like 900,000 of us, there's going to be over 1 million pretty soon,
Exactly.
have somewhere that they can go in their community, talk to their neighbors, talk to the people that they live close to, have a few beers, still make it home safe, still go to work the next day, still be able to interact with their kids. And I think that that's the whole ethos of what we wanted to do and to achieve out there, and I think that we can definitely do it. All that kind of came from working at the pub as well, at Brickstore, seeing individuals come in and actually speak to each other as opposed to watching a television. It was pretty profound for me when I started at the pub 4 years ago now. So we definitely want to take some of that out there and kind of put our own twist on it.
So, guys, here I'm going to throw a little curveball because we got a really good question on our Facebook page. Someone that's watching the show, and this ties in with the law changes upcoming. Breweries, brew pubs. September 1st, we're going to have some changes. So, Chip Dell asked, how does the recent legislation allowing breweries to sell food impact brew pubs and the requirement for the revenue to be at least 50% of total? There
I
you
don't
go.
see how it would affect brew pubs or breweries negatively either way. I don't think there's not enough brew pubs that would ever cannibalize the business of breweries or vice versa. I think in Atlanta and Georgia, in particular the Southeast, there is it's an open market space right now, which I think is why some individuals are choosing to open breweries here in the South, is because if you go out west, you're full. Yeah, where are you going to go? And they are cannibalizing each other. That's when people talk about the bubble bursting. It is happening out there. Here, there's not. So I wouldn't worry about that. I would just worry about finding the right spot for the concept that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, for instance, Timmy is going out and opening his brew pub or brewery next to Monday Night, correct? And next to Wild Heaven. And so they're not really concerned. I guess he's not concerned with that either. I wouldn't be either. I think that there is enough of an open market space.
If I understand the difference here, and guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, where the big difference is under the new laws. So if you have a production brewery, you can still have a kitchen and serve food. You don't have to meet that requirement of food sales. But your limitations are you can only serve your beer and you can't have spirits in that. So you can have a production brewery with a kitchen in it. You're just limited to serving just like a brewery would, where a brew pub, you still fall under those brew pub rules. You still have to have your food requirements, but you can have guest taps and liquor.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how we
Okay. So it kind of depends on which direction you want to go with it. How much do you
really
want to produce?
The breweries, more
Right.
so, I would think, but it does, the growler and crowler sales that brew pubs can do. That was what. This is freaking great, man. We're gonna be able to do this as well. So,
and you're also not limited as a brew pub on to-go sales, are you? As far as growlers, you don't have that 288 a day limit, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So
maybe
production breweries would still be.
Yes.
So that's my understanding of it, and
if
there's just some differences
pub,
there.
If we ever as a brew pub reach the limit of 3,000 barrels, whether that's in-house or out-of-house,
right.
I'm going to be wearing different clothes.
You'll be happy. Yes.
I'm going to be bringing the beer to the next show because I'll have a lot more money.
There you go.
So I think
go.
Your assistant will be bringing the beer to the show, right?
Because I don't think people realize that's a lot of beer for a brew pub.
That is a lot of beer.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how much beer 3,000 barrels. It is a lot of beer.
No, exactly.
We did the math on Reddit. I did the math and actually gave like how many big gulps that equaled and how many standard military canteens to kind of give a reference point there. So yeah.
you gotta have your different vessels.
Definitely. Yeah, we're talking with the guys from Good Word Brewing, Ryan Skinner and Todd DiMatteo. We also want to transition a little bit to the guys who are building this brew pub, CRL Contracting, Sean Roach, Anthony Storia also joining us too. So how did you guys get together? What was the process of kind of building things out, or just happenstance, or how'd that happen?
Well, I've been hounding Todd for a while.
It's true.
Okay.
I could probably take that question.
I think they have established laws about it. But
yeah,
we've been fans of Brick Store for a long time. We've taken our other side of our business, or the majority of our business, medical interior build-outs. We've been taking those customers to Brick Store and Leon's and Kimball House for a long time. So, I mean, those three, we've been big fans. So the moment that I heard Todd was thinking about doing it,
just made sense, yeah. You just hounded him until he had to say yes, right?
I remember a few years back when you came in and I was like, man, you look so much like Terry Koval. Have you ever heard that? And you were like, no, but I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, you definitely were awesome from the top and just coming in all the time. And he actually sent, this is kind of what sealed the deal. He sent something to the house after we just had our third little girl. She's 10 weeks old now.
Congratulations.
And I called Mike and I was like, dude, these guys, this is another level up. Like, hospitality is what we do. And this is definitely that extra, little bit. So it definitely helped him. We're excited to have these guys,
Yeah.
We love Orpheus and what they've done over there. And Second Self, those guys are great friends. I actually called Jason after we got your bid, and I was like, what are your thoughts? And he's like, well, we're friends now.
We were all hanging out there on Monday at Orpheus for their anniversary. So,
well, actually, they were Santa Maria. That's who I went to Puddles with.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Yes.
Excellent.
We need to
see this clown.
We'll come back. We'll talk more with CRL Contracting, Good Word Brewing. We need to take a quick break. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jason Pellet, brewmaster at Orpheus Brewing. You're listening to Beer Guys Radio. Eat it, Scott. You couldn't do that.
The Beer Guys are back right after this.
Andrew and Lisa with Your Pie Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for a beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. Brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pie Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Andrew and Lisa, I'm going to let you finish, but first, you forgot to mention the $3 craft beer specials you have every Thursday. I mean, come on, the pizza's great, but that's an amazing deal. $3 craft beer specials every Thursday. Now, go ahead and finish your commercial.
Follow Your Pie Perimeter on Facebook for all of our beer events and specials.
That's Your Pie Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle.
If you're into craft beer, you need to check out Drink This Beer. It's a podcast from the creators of Beer Guys Radio. Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams talk to some of the best and most important brewers across the country and the world. So if you like to drink beer, pull up a chair and crack open the Drink This Beer podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Aaron and Tim, the Beer Guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out, Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the Beer Guys sent you.
Ahoy there, mateys! Hunting whales? We've got you covered with Tim's Whale of the Week.
Yar, Tim, what do we got on the
We got
whale
some
list?
good ones, man.
Yep.
We've got some good ones. So in stores now, we have a few from a brewery we just enjoyed, Southern Brewing Company out of Athens, Georgia. They have a few more 750 milliliter special bottles from the Southern Woodpile series hitting the market. Rouge Noir, Rosewood, and Wildwood.
Nice.
So those coming out from SBC. I don't think I've ever had a bad one from that series.
No, I don't think so
all
either.
delicious. So check those out. So also next weekend, Wild Heaven will be doing Joni bottle release at the brewery. That is a sour ale fermented in Bordeaux barrels with a generous amount of cherries.
I've had the Emmylou, and I really love the Emmylou that they came out with earlier this year. So hopefully that'll be the same.
I've had Joni as well, and
Okay,
it's good. So, yeah, definitely one to keep an eye out for. So
Exactly. See, Brian's got like a bag of tricks back there.
It's
He
like-
just keeps
yeah.
pulling beers out
He's
all the
like
time.
the beer genie. You ask it, and he, pow,
Exactly.
look at this.
Exactly. Cool. Well, we're here in the studio now with a full crew, actually. We've got the crew from CRL Contracting. Sean Rotes and Anthony Story are with us, as well as Good Word Brewing. Ryan Skinner and Todd DiMatteo, hopefully building it out soon in a planned brew pub for the Duluth area, yay, Gwinnett County. So thanks again for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. Enjoying some good beers here and just doing some conversation. So, Sean and Anthony, you guys, one of your phrases that we use here is "we build breweries." So, was that something that you really wanted to get in at first, or is it just something that happened?
Complete accident.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we had we do about 80% medical, and we had done a hyperbaric chamber over in Lawrenceville for a good group, Meadows and Ole Property Management. They trusted us. I've got a director of construction over there, Travis Epperson, that I tell him all the time that I should have done it for free because we put it on our website, and it's a video of this big 50,000-pound hyperbaric chamber flying into the side of the building. And that kind of got the ball rolling. Somebody said, hey, do you want to bid on Orpheus? And that turned into, if you can do this, you can do that.
Yeah, so basically building a big, huge cylinder into a medical building can translate into doing a brewery.
That's
exactly.
That's essentially the way it was pitched to us. It was the landlord for Orpheus, Gary Matthews, that we had done some other work for. He said, it's got to be close to the same. It's a big cylinder. It's got lots of pipes.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly
There you
go.
We were hesitant.
Chocolate peanut butter. Here we go.
We were hesitant going over to Orpheus. I mean, we got the plans. We went through it and started bidding everything. But we thought we knew a little bit about beer going into it.
Yeah.
So, but it was once we got in there and worked with those guys. I mean, these are great guys to work with. I mean, we love the craft beer industry here and really family
camaraderie.
Yeah. So were either of you guys craft beer fans before this, or?
A little, but definitely not to the degree now.
You knew, Sweetwater 420 and Red Brick and then the basic ones,
Actually,
but yeah.
A lot. I like some of the infusions.
Okay, and then you changed it up, and now you're drinking gozes and tarts and sours and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Pellet got me started on sours.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah. I learned it a bad way one weekend that you can only drink so many sours. Also,
heartburn.
Yeah, the Tums comes out after that. So
I wish it was only heartburn.
Super gross.
That's
really gross.
It's okay. So after Scofflaw, you guys also have done a couple of more breweries since then as well.
Yeah,
so.
we did. We went straight from Orpheus. Our second one was Second Self.
Okay.
Just worked out that way. We really didn't plan it.
Yeah, and we did the 3 phases of Second Self. Did their initial build out, then came back and did an expansion so that they could set up their canning line, set up more fermenters, and then we did their tasting room expansion.
Excellent.
Which has got them where they're at now. And then the third one was Scofflaw.
Okay.
Actually, we were finishing up Scofflaw when we went back to do the tasting room with Second Self. And actually, right after Orpheus, we joined the Brewers Craft Guild, part of their allied trade members, and trying to stay familiar with everybody and keeping a lot of touch. And it's really grown. We've got a long list of people that we're talking to about things way down the line, and some things right here at the precipice of getting started and breaking loose.
Well, I think you're in a pretty good place to be because, we talked about the South being completely wide open for breweries. We posted an article on Facebook earlier this week about how the South is basically an untapped market for breweries because everything else is saturated. Our laws are so behind. Now they're catching up, and we've got a lot more coming. You guys are situated in a pretty good place to build some breweries, hopefully.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah,
that's the plan. Right?
That's the plan. Exactly.
It's a fun thing for us. I mean, we really enjoy these guys, but it's also puts food on the table for us.
That's true.
So and we're
bunch of mouths to feed.
Yeah, and we like trying to keep it local. We know that a lot of others have once the SB 85 jumped in. Lots of other people have started trying to get their toes in the water with us. So we're being a little defensive of those guys, but
we're from Georgia.
Yeah. Exactly. We're trying to hopefully keeping it local. But like I said, there's lots of people reaching out. I mean, we got people with no beer history thinking, hey, this is a great idea to get into. And then we've got guys who are finally say, hey, there's a little more revenue availability now. It's time to branch out and start looking.
And the brew pubs are also coming. I think a lot of people are kind of arriving at what you guys arrived at is, hey, here's another revenue stream. Let's just do all this at the same time. And so we've had a lot of those reach out to us.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Did we get that,
Yeah,
Aaron?
we're good.
So don't forget to talk to the mics, guys.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Okay.
So there we go.
You did, yeah. I saw the eye contact.
He
I
has-
saw
he has a mic.
He
eye
was looking at
contact.
the eye contact. Are
There
we
you
having
go.
a moment here, guys?
I think so. I think so.
So, guys, obviously people like your work because you went back and done expansions and additional work for quite a few of the breweries, right?
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of our big sales sides is that we're very personable with these guys. Actually, Jason and Andy over at Orpheus said that was the big push for them, was that we put so much detail, put a lot of questions in, and spent time with them in the beginning and the process of it. Same thing with everybody else. I mean, we spend a lot of time with these guys because part of it, we're growing and still learning this industry.
Yeah.
The medical side, we've got 20 plus years experience with that. We can blow through medical stuff, all the aspects. They're fairly easy. There are still
I'm sure there's a customer out there right now going, well, where's my bid?
yeah, but it's intriguing, and I mean, the guys are special.
Yeah. And I would think too for a contractor, for a builder, it'd be a lot more interesting, not a lot more interesting, but different in a way, because really breweries have a soul. You know what I mean? Because like you said, I mean, Scofflaw, Second Self, Orpheus, Good Word, they're all different. You know, they've got their different aspects of building, and they want to have that vibe that's going to be different, set them apart from other people. So it isn't just more of a cookie cutter thing. It's more of a creative effort, I guess you should say.
Right,
Yeah.
and this is their second home. I mean, these guys end up living at these breweries and restaurants. And
really, because brewers work a lot of weird hours.
Never.
No, okay.
Never.
I'm glad that you guys mentioned that, because I don't know if we have it in the budget, but you said hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah,
I'm there. I can
I want one of those.
See, isn't that just like the client? They're throwing change orders out. They're like, no, this isn't going to increase the budget.
The yacht is named Change Order.
Yeah, but I mean, we expect to see Todd and Ryan out at the job site almost every day.
Yeah,
I'm going to be unemployed in 2 weeks.
Oh boy!
So got to get it going.
So you're going to get real familiar with me, because my wife, I will drive her.
And my kids. I was just going to say, your wife
just
leave.
And our kids. We're bringing the kids to the job site.
Can you get us some plans?
Well,
over there?
all three of the breweries we've done. Jason Pellet was on scene almost every day. At Second Self, Chris was there into the second week. Chris was always there. And at Orpheus, Scofflaw, Travis Herman was there most of the time. Then JP and Matt were there quite a bit. But there's always someone there, and it makes the construction go easier. There's always a decision maker there when we have some changes. Plus, these guys are still making a lot of fine adjustments and tuning things once they see it in place and start to get a feel for it.
Yeah, really make it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and in Scofflaw's case too, of course, you kind of went back and updated the tasting room too. I just saw, you put a poured concrete bar top on them finally, and that's really cool, by the way. So that was
was a very heavy top.
I bet it would be a very heavy top. Yeah.
The guy called on the way there. Hey, my friend's out and my back's hurt. Can you help me? And so we got Lucas.
The intern.
Welcome. Lucas is on the way. And it ended up Anthony as well.
Yes.
Oh, Ryan, Todd, let's talk a little bit more about Good Word and what you guys are going to have there. So I saw you're going to focus on Latin cuisine. Is that correct? So
we're trying to do that, honestly. We completely frankly, we signed on a chef and end up taking another job, and that kind of stuff happens.
Okay,
so we're now looking for someone else, and I feel like we're going to find the right person. But as far as it being Latin, I hope so. There are so many great ethnic foods out on in our area.
Oh yeah,
we want to make sure that it has a little bit of a difference. Obviously we're going to deliver great beer and service and all that kind of stuff, but we're thinking Latin with Southern influence. So if we find that person, that's great. But just like having me and Ryan, we want to have that person to do whatever they're passionate about. So if they're like, I make the best whatever, like we'll have that conversation.
have some flexibility then, depending on the chef you team up with.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you find the right person and you find a really talented person, you have to let them have some creative freedom, or else they're going to leave for that. You can't creative people, you can't keep them in a box.
Of course.
And a lot of times those creative people are really hardworking people. You got to give them freedom too. It's not just about a paycheck.
Yeah, and maybe the only job that's actually tougher than a brewer is chef. Because they're 120, 200 hours a week.
But if you keep it in the box, it could be the hyperbaric chamber, and they would be happy. You're like, man, I don't make that much money, but I can live forever.
Exactly.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. CRL Contracting, Good Word Brewing, coming to Duluth. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Check us out at beerguysradio.com. We need to take a break, but we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hey, it's Aaron, and you're a fan of craft beer, right? And you want to know more about what's going on in the craft beer scene in Georgia? Thanks to the hard work from my co-host Tim, we are giving you the lowdown on the craft beer scene every week right in your inbox. Go to beerguysradio.com and sign up for This Week in Georgia beer right at the top. We won't spam you, promise, or sell your name. Just good beer info every week. Plus, you can win great prizes from us. This Week in Georgia beer, sign up today. beerguysradio.com. Hey, it's Aaron from the Beer Guys Radio Show, and it is summer, and it is time to talk about barbecue. Yeah, the Nest in downtown Kennesaw is the destination for not only some amazing barbecue, but it's one of the best craft beer spots, OTP or ITP. And if you're hungry for some barbecue to go along with that craft beer, you know you need to be at the Nest. Summertime, like I said, it is here. Celebrate the season with friends and family while sipping on a Georgia-made beer on their 2,000-square-foot patio. Try some brews from some of your favorite breweries like Creature Comforts, Jekyll, Omaha, Red Brick, Reformation, Dry County, so much more. Go check it out. They've got awesome barbecue. 59 taps pouring the best craft beer from Georgia and around the world. Coffee and wine, too, for those who like that kind of stuff. What else do you want? It's the Nest in historic downtown Kennesaw on Cherokee Street Northwest. Check out their current beer list and menu at thenestkennesaw.com and let them know the Beer Guy sent you.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
No case of the Mondays here. It's the Beer Guys Radio Show, and we are live in the AM 920 The Answer studios talking with the folks from Good Word Brewing and also CRL Contracting.
We are. We're having it's kind of been just like a
Free
party this week. So
great.
we have a script. We got some of it.
Yeah,
so
we'll figure it out exactly.
We just started talking. These guys, I think we weren't even necessary this week.
No, I think so. They can just host the show.
Good Word and CRL just been chatting.
We'll just take a couple weeks vacation. And
Brian
just have
sharing beers.
Exactly.
It's a party. So
I like it.
CRL, I do have CRL in a minute. Good Word. Questions for you guys. Something I know you get asked all the time. How's the process going? Where things stand? Any target opening dates at this point?
CRL, what do you think?
It's a good question to ask.
September, early October.
October sounds great. We're not sure what year yet, but October does sound
good. Yeah.
I went last week and submitted all the plans from Square Feet Studio and to Gwinnett County. They said 5 to 10 business days. It's been 5 days actually today, business days. So as soon as we hear back from that, get the go-ahead, then it goes to the engineers. Talk to Blake actually today about dishwashers of all things. It's so exciting. And as soon as that gets the go-ahead, it goes to you all. Yeah.
Good deal.
So soon, where it's happening soon, I promise
the goal is if all the stars align properly, October, you guys are going to be serving beer there. So
late
great.
September, October.
Okay.
Right,
CRL. Right.
Yeah.
So good deal. All right.
Hey guys, working like the 85 bridge collapse guys, right? You guys working extra.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, if we had a lot of money, we would be.
There's a $3 million bonus somewhere.
Hey, if there's a $3 million bonus, I'll come help Bill's out over there. So
we could be making beer, hopefully before open, but before open. We've already
get ready
got
for it, right?
TCB approval and
working
on DOR, and we've got our brew equipment long ordered. We actually had to pump the brakes on that twice. Only because of honestly November and December we were not able to meet and pick our design team, which we went with Square Feet Studio, which has been fantastic, and their work is awesome. You can go to lots of cool restaurants and see it.
Yeah, Second Self. They designed all of their stuff. They also did Kimball House too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did Kimball House and
what's the charity one? Very good.
Stable House.
Yeah.
Cool.
Those are the two best houses in the city. I feel
Sounds
I'm
good.
serious. Like,
guys, what kind of beers are we going to see from you? I know I've sampled a few at different at Brickstore Pub. You've had someone there, and I know you've been brewing a lot of collaboration.
At Brickstore Pub.
We gave those to you. They're in a growler.
and yes, that's right.
Yes.
Well, that's you gypsy brewed them or partnered with other breweries, correct? So
exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
And our last day, Ryan and I will be at Brickstore on June 15th.
Okay.
And we'll probably be pouring beer from growlers. Lots of growlers.
Okay.
Excellent. That's
good
good
deal.
to know. All
Man,
So,
awesome stuff.
Get back, like with your question though. I
Yes.
think a lot of what we originally wanted to do was they're called session beers. We like to maybe call them community beers. They're just lower gravity, easier to drink beers as the core of what we do. So the neighborhood can come in, enjoy multiple beers, and not go home absolutely schnockered. But then have a really cool creative side to it, which is what Todd kills, is like really off the wall, amazing, cool beers, like some of the ones we're drinking today. So we want to try to find that balance between beers you can drink every day, that you can come in, that you know what you're going to get every single day, and then crazy beers that have different types of yeasts or different pH levels or different hops or whatever it is that can keep that person coming back over and over again with something different.
But you're going to be on the square, right, in Duluth. So, so I could, with the open container law, I could walk in, grab a pail, walk right out, and just kind of hang out with the rest of the family for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
good to
we're
go,
planning on having, we were talking about having a crowler machine at first, but I was hanging out with my buddy Andy Tan. I've actually done some collaborations with these guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hop sticks.
The last week and a half, I've been at 4 different brew pubs doing collaborations for leading up to Brickstore's 20th anniversary, trying to showcase these guys in town and what they've been doing for a while. Some of them, like Max Loggers, and then do kind of a intro for Good Word. But we're looking at this other machine that you can do like 19.2 ounce cans. So we may have cans to go.
Cans to go. I like that.
Yeah,
I got an 8 ounce growler of beer this weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah, how about that?
That was adorable.
Wasn't it though? It's just the cutest thing.
Was that
just destroyed
Westbrook?
it. That was Westbrook's Mexican cake. Sure was.
Wine Gals Radio.
That's it. Yes.
I think that was a slice of the cake.
That was it, man. That was
slice.
it. Sometimes that's all you need, right? So, yeah. So, guys, if folks want more info on what's going on with you guys, keep up to date, where would they go to get that?
They can call Ryan on his cell phone.
Okay. Go ahead there with that.
Number is
1-800-NO-WAY.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. We're we've got an Instagram. They can follow us at Good Word Brewing, which is probably the best way right now. It's kind of just me taking weird pictures and video of stuff
whatever's
I do.
going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we are working with Stacy Janik to get like an actual presence as far as a website and menu and all that cool, fun, creative stuff. So we'll have a landing page before long. But right now, just come by and see us at Brickstore.
Sounds
This
good.
is Ryan.
Yes.
I'm Todd.
That's
guys.
it. Come
It's
say
awesome.
hi, as long as you do it before the 15th, right?
Yes.
After that, don't friggin' talk to us.
Don't.
We're
It's
done.
We're done.
No.
Awesome. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it very much. So, Anthony, CRL, so a little wrap up here. Some things you wanted to mention. You guys said there's some other breweries, brew pubs, and stuff you're talking to. You kind of wanted to mention what's coming up there.
Yeah, and a couple of them are watching in now. Sean O'Keefe is one of them.
Yes.
Pontoon Brewing.
Pontoon Brewing, right?
Right up the street from my house in Sandy Springs.
We got Chip Dale from Brazelton.
Okay.
He's going to do a brew pub up there in the old cotton gin, and he's checking us out from my part of the world, which is North Gwinnett.
There you go. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, and then we also Kim Limbrick was on there for War Bonds. They're looking over in the Powder Springs area for a brewery.
Yeah, we just actually met them the other day.
Met them at the Monday night
Yeah.
release. Yes, Monday night Scofflaw
I
release.
was with them at Second Self just prior to
Well, there
that.
you go. Okay. Just making all the rounds.
Yeah,
apparently.
exactly. So a few others. I mean, we are talking to Nick and Eric at Wild Heaven at their new location right next to Monday Night's location. We spent a few months helping pricing on Monday nights. No hard feelings, Joel. Let's see. From the Earth Brew Pub. It's in Roswell. We're in final stages trying to get budget just right for him. He's permit ready. We just got to get numbers right and
Value engineering.
Value engineering. Yes. Then we've and with that one actually we've been working with Kevin McKerney.
Sweetwater.
Formerly
Okay,
Sweetwater. He's
Sweetwater,
doing
5 Seasons, right?
Yeah. Well, and he's doing better beer consulting now.
Okay.
So he's the brewery consultant for Tim's.
From the Earth, right?
Yeah, from the Earth. Let's see. Another one, another brew pub, Clay Davis. It's Biggerstaff Brewing Company. He's looking around the Grant Park area, and I mean that's there's lots of people out.
I
got
to update my list. I'm
say,
learning new stuff here.
Gonna get together with these guys to make sure.
Ever changing.
But,
Yes.
Actually, I'm sorry. Another one that had popped in was Jason Seaman. He's from 5/3 Bank. He does a lot of fifth thirds.
Yeah. It's okay.
Fifth thirds.
It's the extra beer talking. It's okay.
Exactly. And same thing with Taylor Harper, the attorney. Those guys, we've been working together, sharing information. Sharing contacts, networking. Yeah, big thing.
Got a network.
Awesome.
So great. Well, cool. Well, thanks again, guys, for joining, and thanks again for being a partner with the Beer Guys Radio Show. Really appreciate your work. And
if you're on the fence, guys, trust me, go with CRL.
There you go.
You heard it. You heard it.
We haven't even built anything for this guy.
I'm trying to be open soon, y'all. Just listen to the dang words, man. Go with them.
So, Anthony, Sean, if folks do want to reach out to you, find out some information, where should they go to do that?
Well, we have a Facebook page. We also have a website, CRLContracting.com, and we're pretty active with Facebook. We owe that a little bit to Jason Pellet, who filmed us the whole time we were building.
That's good. Yep.
Orpheus, and then we said, "Hey, man, this will catch on." And sure enough, that's where we met the guys from Second Cell.
Awesome.
Was based off of Facebook.
There you go. It's social media, man. It's good stuff.
Absolutely, man.
You can go there and see our completion videos. So we've got a YouTube channel also that shows a lot of our work in progress and completions, and you can see the medical side of stuff we do and some of the retail stuff that we do.
Cool.
That's the one segment we didn't think about.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
Good deal.
For next time, right?
Next time.
Next time. You got it.
Awesome. That's right. There you go. Cheers, guys. Thanks again for joining us.
Cheers.
All right, let's check out the hot list.
Time for the hot list. The Beer Guys have the scoop on what's going on next week. Brought to you by CRL Contracting. We build breweries. CRLContracting.com.
That's hot.
And we're joined by John D. Caesaris of Cerrone's Brick Oven Pizza. He is one of the hosts of the upcoming Columbus Craft Beer Bash. We're going to tell us a little bit about the event. So, John, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, John, like Aaron said, can you give us kind of just the big overview? What is the Columbus Craft Beer Bash about?
So, it's basically what it's about. Just a short synopsis. There's a lot of breweries in Georgia, and there's not a lot that have hit the Columbus market yet. So, what I wanted to try to do is make a beer festival just exclusive to Georgia breweries, to get these breweries that have not or not even well known in the Columbus market, give them an opportunity to come down, showcase their core brands. Try to hit the Columbus market, get well known, maybe get picked up by a distributor somehow if they don't have one for the Columbus market. And, of course, the ones that are well known in Columbus, even with their core brands, if they have a new beer, it'd be a great way to get it out there and, of course, expand that as well all over the Columbus market. So that's really basically what it's about, just to bring good local beer to the Columbus market and give everybody in Columbus an opportunity to try their brands.
Now, of course, we've got a lot of great beer in Georgia, like you just said. So it is a lot easier in the Atlanta area, of course, than it was just a few years ago to kind of feature all local beer. Is that some of the challenges that you've had, and what are some of the breweries that you've got coming down?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. Say, for instance, like I think it's Eventide and Second Self. So in the Columbus market, we're only able to get maybe one or two of their brands down here, which is great. But I'd like to definitely explore whatever else they have to offer. So it's really hard for smaller breweries to get all their brands down here. I'm not really sure why. But I would love to see that, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity to help. But to mention some of them, or I'll just go over all of them real quick. I think we have about 15 or 16. So the Georgia breweries attending, we have Scofflaw, Orpheus, Southern Brewing Company, Reformation Brewing Company, Monday Night, Red Hair, Omaha, Southbound, Jekyll, Terrapin, Abide Brewing Company, Sweetwater, Three Taverns, Coastal Empire, Southern Sky, and Wild Heaven Brewery. So those are the breweries attending this festival for sure.
We've actually been sipping a few of those here in the studio today, so we've got it. Yes. So that's you also mentioned, I think, that you're a big focus on local beer or Georgia beer, but the festival all around is just kind of all things local, correct? You're going to have music and food from local providers as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two great local bands, one being the Shelby Brothers, which are really well known in Columbus. People love them. So it's just an instant right off the bat, hey, we have to get those guys. And then absolutely, the other band is One Eaters. They're also a really great local band, definitely loved by the community. So those two just go hand in hand. I was like, we have to have those bands, and we're very thankful, fortunate that they even wanted to come on and do it. As far as food goes, it's also local. Of course, we're going to have Cerrone's Brick Oven Pizza. We have a local barbecue eatery called Zombie Pig, which has really, really picked up a lot of steam. They've been doing well. We have Trivoli's Artesian Pasta Company, which is a good friend of mine. He has a very delicious pasta company here where he hand makes all his pasta. We have Wild Wing Cafe is going to provide a lot of lot of wings. And then we have a company called Bare Roots Pharmacy. And Bare Roots is really kind of farm-to-table type of food. Really cool atmosphere in downtown Columbus. So they're going to be joining us as well. So, 2 live bands, 5 food vendors, 15, 16 Georgia breweries. And it's just going to be a really cool event. It's definitely not going to be one to miss.
Yeah, John, did you say the barbecue place is called Zombie Pig?
It is. It is called Zombie Pig.
That's my second favorite barbecue place name then. So, right behind Piggy Smalls.
Hey, there you go. I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity to come to Columbus, I'll treat you to Cerrone's. We'll even make our way down to Zombie Pig and just have a fun day of eating and drinking. I'd be more than happy to do that.
You're talking my language,
Sounds like
John.
a good trip. Absolutely.
So now this bash also is for a good cause. Well,
yeah, it is. So we were really lucky to partner with a nonprofit in Paws Humane Society, and they do. If you love pets, I mean, if you have cats, dogs, whatever, this is the perfect partner. And we were so fortunate that they even wanted to do this because what they're trying to do and their focus and their mission in Columbus is just beyond, I think, what anybody else can do as far as animals go. You're talking about neutering, spading, adoptions, taking them in, trying to find them a good homes. They're definitely not a put-down shelter whatsoever. So their mission is definitely try to reconnect people with animals. I love animals. The partners that I have love animals. I think the city loves animals. And probably, at least I would assume all of America loves animals. So it was just perfect. Everything's just falling in place. And honestly, I just could not be more excited about how everything's falling into place.
Awesome. John, thanks so much for the info. That's the Columbus Craft Beer Bash. That is June 24th from noon to 5 p.m. at Chattahoochee Harley-Davidson in Columbus. Check out the Columbus Craft Beer Bash on their Facebook event page for more information, or go to brownpapertickets.com, search for the Columbus Craft Beer Bash to get your tickets. Get them before June 12th and get early bird pricing of only $35.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
John, awesome. Thanks so much for talking with us today. Good luck with the festival.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers.
I've lost my list, Tim, so why don't you go ahead and go first?
You want to start off over here while you get it together,
exactly.
Aaron?
I need to get it together. That's it.
So let me tell you what's happening this week in Georgia then. So Sunday, the Tap on Ponce continues celebrating their first anniversary. Lots of very awesome beers that they're tapping there, so check that out. Cherry Street has a barrel-aged cellar bottle release at their brewery up there in Cumming. Also on Sunday, Brewed Food at Wrecking Bar, which looks like a super cool event. They're featuring a lot of fermented foods there. So it's going to be educational, delicious, informative, so good time there.
Nice.
On Monday, Highwire kicks off a week of Atlanta launch events. Highwire Brewing's been in kind of the northern part of the state, and they're coming down to Atlanta and the rest of the state, starting on Monday through the 10th, I think, there. On Tuesday, a craft beer and sake pairing dinner at Raw Sushi. Wednesday, we've got team trivia at Your Pie Perimeter. As we mentioned, they've got a new pizza, peach and prosciutto pie, which they brought us to sample today.
Definitely. I was going to say, thanks
really
for
good.
the
Not
pizza.
flavors I'd put together, but that was I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
So, also on Thursday, Scofflaw Pint Night. They're featuring their Sucker Punch Session IPA for only $3.14 a pint, and they also have Pog Basement on draft there. And then next Saturday, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, the Joni bottle release at Wild Heaven. We've got the Brookhaven Beer Fest coming up, and Hopspot Beer Tour celebrates their first anniversary.
Awesome. Congratulations, Jason. That's
did you
really
find
cool.
your Alabama notes, man?
I did, yes.
Did you get it? What's going on over there?
Today, actually, in Alabama.
All righty.
Uinta, they're actually starting to distribute in Alabama, so that Utah brewery. They're going to have a lot of events on Wednesday at Hop City, Birmingham, and also Revolve Kitchen and Brew, so get your Hop Nosh on. Also, Big Beach Brewing today, they're having a Fire in the Hole Firkin tapping. Now, they had it scheduled for last week. It was rescheduled, so now it's happening today. And finally, the Red Hills Tap Takeover is on Thursday at the Tipping Point in Montgomery.
Tipping Point.
And if you got a full list of events, check out our calendar at beerguysradio.com. Now, before you eat that pizza, Tim, we've got a giveaway to give away.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
I got pizza and beer to take care of
I
here.
know. What do we got?
do have a giveaway to give away,
Yes.
and our winner this week is Mel Burton.
Nice.
So, Mel, thanks for subscribing. We appreciate it. Drop us an email to beerguys@beerguysradio.com, and we'll get you a super cool swag pack out. So, Aaron, what kind of stuff will people find in their swag pack?
Well, it's going to be awesome. You can go ahead and start that pizza, by the way.
I got more to say, though, here.
Okay,
you know what? I'm
go.
going to say this now, then I'll give it to you.
There you go.
The folks at CRL were very kind and gave us a pair of Braves tickets.
Yes, they did.
Check us out on
Four Braves tickets.
4 Braves tickets.
That's awesome.
follow us on social media. We'll figure out a way to give those away
Definitely.
on our social media accounts here soon. So
sounds good. Now, by the way, giveaway to giveaway, like we said, Mel just won. And if you want to be a winner like Mel, just visit beerguysradio.com. Sign up for This Week in Georgia Beer, and you'll get a weekly newsletter with all the happenings in Georgia Beer. And you'll also be entered to win our weekly swag pack. My cup runneth over. In fact, my boss is angry. There's so much stuff in my office. I got to get rid of it. So sign up, and we'll give away some good swag. Coming up next week, we are going to Alabama. Not really, but we'll be talking to Huntsville's Yellowhammer Brewing, so tune in for that. Check us out, of course, in the meantime at beerguysradio.com and on the socials. Thanks again to CRL Contracting and Good Word Brewing, and we'll talk to you next week. Cheers, and don't forget, drink local.
Thanks for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're on demand via iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Always online at beerguysradio.com. Aaron and Tim are back next week with more about the amazing world of craft beer. Cheers.
And I know it's that time you've all been waiting for. It is time for the Patreon shout-out. This is a shout-out for all of our Patreon members. Thank you so much for donating. And here you go. Shout-out to Joshua Doherty, Edgar Smith, Nick Estes, John Carter, James Walker, Matt Johnson, Justin Crandall, and Brian Shank. Thank you so much, guys, for donating to our Patreon page. And if you want to do the same thing, it is super easy. Just head to patreon.com/beerguys, and appreciate your support. Thanks.
The Beer Guys Radio Show on the Beer Guys Radio Network. BeerGuysRadio.com.